Hi guys, so today is 22nd July and I am still reading Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott, and I am on the chapter. Well, I finished the chapter for short assignments, and there is another writing exercise that I found interesting, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna first read the excerpt to you. So it goes: say to yourself in the kindest possible way, look, honey, all we're going to do for now is to write a description of the river at sunrise, or the young child swimming in the pool at the club, or the first time the man sees the woman he will marry. That is all we are going to do for now. We are just going to take this bird by bird. We are going to finish this one short assignment. So, if I just want to summarize the chapter, what this chapter mentions is that the quote that actually summarizes the whole chapter is by E.L. Doctorow, and it says that writing a novel is like driving a car at night. You can see only as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole trip that way. So, that's kind of how writing a book is like. It goes bird by bird, scene by scene, and you end up with the whole story. So that's what the writing exercise is like. Right, I'm going to be writing about the first time the man sees the woman. I think that's more in line with the kind of writing that I'm currently doing, since I'm writing a romance, historical romance right now, with which is a cozy fantasy as well. I don't think I've mentioned that earlier. A cozy fantasy historical romance. So I'm going to set a timer for myself, and I'm not writing on my iPad today. I have kind of a notebook and a pen kind of writing exercise date for me today. So I'm going to do that, and let's set a timer for 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm setting my timer for 15 minutes and we start. I'm just gonna read it. Kamal was at the till. He had been late for opening the cafe, and he had a few customers waiting outside for their morning coffee. He hadn't had his own coffee yet, and the effects of it were starting to show. One by one, the customers had come and ordered their poison for the day, and he had taken the orders patiently until one lady came in, jangling her bag of coins. Coins! She wanted to pay for her coffee in change. Are you kidding me? He thought, as she started emptying out the contents of her purse and began counting. 1, 2, 3. Lady, he said, as he looked away from his still screen and at her. He took a second, or maybe more. But who was counting? Oh my God, he thought. He had forgotten what he was going to say. The woman, she couldn't have been more than 25. She had the most beautiful brown eyes. They reminded him of a doe. She was wearing a white dress which was splattered with mud stains, and she stood askew as one of her heels seemed to have broken. When she moved her mouth, Kamal realized that she was speaking to him. He tried to pay attention. I'm really sorry. I forgot my wallet at home, and my heel broke, and then I tripped right into a puddle. My coin purse is all I have on me. Is that okay? Yeah. You know, why don't you have your coffee on the house? Really? She looked up at him and gave him the biggest smile. Sure, and here. He handed her a few napkins. Thank you, you're very kind. No problem. He handed the till to Lexi, who was their head barista, and got to making her coffee. Okay, so let me just adjust this. Okay, so that was my writing exercise for today. It's not a part of anything I'm writing, and it's just a random idea. I don't know how the idea came to me, but sometimes when you sit down to write, things come to you yourself. I think my writing is improving. I think since I've started doing the writing exercises, this is the third exercise that I've done this week. I think it's the second one that I've recorded. I feel like the words flow better, and I think a lot of it has to do with the practice of writing. I think when you just sit down to write, writing becomes easier. I am reading word by word slowly so that I can really absorb it. And the next chapter is about shitty first drafts, so I'm quite excited about reading that. Like I said, I had read Bird by Bird in 2017, so that's almost 8 years ago, which is a very long time. So I don't remember most of what I read. I remember that there were parts about note cards. Anne Lamott mentioned that she used to carry around note cards with her, and whenever an idea came to her, she would write it down. But I feel like since we have mobile phones now, smartphones now, that idea, maybe it's good for some people who like tactile writing or who like writing by hand. But I think if you ever have an idea, you can always write it in your notes app, or you can just record yourself, make a voice recording. You can even make a video recording of yourself. So that's all I remember from reading it from the first time. Now like I said, I'm going through it slowly, so little by little every day. Yeah, that's it for now. I don't have much else to say, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye.